Welcome to the dark future. Welcome to Red Sky City. I'm tormented by gnomes. I'll be your game master today. And joining us, we've got Bren, Jay Gray from Artalsorian Games, Rachel Seltzer, and hello, Kelly Link. Welcome back, everybody. Good to have you with us today.
Woo!
Good to be here.
It's considered really bad host etiquette to say hello to everybody and then say, how are we
mate.
doing? So they all have to trip over each other, which is
I do
why
it all the time.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Literally my job not to.
Some of you are actually professional hosts. You know, it's one of the job duties of a GM, but you'd think after 3 seasons I get the hang of this. I'm really excited for Phase 3. So, let's do this actually properly. Welcome back, Bren. Good to have you with us. Do you have running water?
Yep, I've got running water. Our situation was one of the better ones. We only had no running water for 3 days. But
Oh my God.
yeah,
That's one of the better situations.
Yeah, it wasn't fun, but we're okay now. And now I've just been catching up on the Wheel of Time. Just been reading more.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
All right.
that's what I've been doing with my time.
Excellent.
Trying to survive and reading.
I know we make a lot of jokes about this particular game property being more truth than fiction, but it wasn't that bad. We only lost water for 3 days due to bizarre climatological patterns. It's not a big deal. I'm the lucky one.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jay Gray. Good to have you with us. How are things going on your end?
Well, first of all, I want to say, Brendan, I'm going to spoil it for you. In Wheel of Time, people spend a lot of time being miserable. So, look forward to that.
Wow, spoilers.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point, I think, in the book. Or in the books.
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be back here with all you wonderful people and to be playing this game with just insanity. I was just saying before the thing started that I am only about halfway through the last episode, so I don't know what happens. I'm looking forward to authentically playing that ignorance.
Spoiler: we live.
Yeah.
At least me and Jerax.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't want to talk about it.
What do you mean you don't want to talk? What have you got in store for us, Joe?
No, I'm just saying the absolute ludicrousness of what you pulled at the end of the last episode is still blowing my mind.
No, that was absurd.
That's one of the great things about Cyberpunk, though, as a universe, is it's dark and grim and gritty, and everyone's miserable, and the rich have everything and the poor have nothing. And if you're not rich, you're poor. There's no middle ground. But it's also room for incredible absurdity, because if you're not laughing, you're crying, and we all know what tears of a clown are like. They're nitroglycerin.
Oh my God. We
Just
did
taking notes, more notes.
We turned the end episode into a Marvel film.
Yeah, kind of.
We turned it on its head at the end. It was very fun.
Like, I was expecting the bad Mass Effect 2 ending, and they got the good Mass Effect 2 ending. Yeah. Anyways, Rachel, welcome back to the show. How are things going for you?
It's good to be here. I'm adrift in a never-ending sea of sameness, but the show started, so my Wednesdays are back on the map, and thank you for that landmark.
I did not realize I've had so much trouble focusing, performing basic household tasks and such, and I realized that for the last few weeks, none of my shows or games have been going on. And
We're
I think
unmoored, dude.
Yeah,
We
I
need
think it's
this.
that like framework of time having meaning that I've been missing.
Yeah, there's a real umami to it. Like, I appreciate there being like a reason. I don't know, I'm going crazy. Good to be on the show. Thanks for having me. Anyway, Kelly, how you been?
That umami flavor. I don't think I have that same experience going on, but I will say I am super excited to be on this show. I now have the start of my week is this incredible block of tabletop gaming. On Mondays, I get to play in a game that's DM'd by the incredible Alex Parrish. Tuesdays, I get to now be here. I get to DM my own game, and then Wednesdays, I get to now be here, a part of this. So that's I don't know maybe I just should fill my entire week with tabletop gaming now.
Hell yeah.
That's
Alex
the
is
dream.
a phenomenal DM.
The dream for some people.
Yeah.
Escapism.
There was a point when I first met my wife that I had 3 or 4 games every single week. And And then, that obviously had to get toned down. But then it became my job, and then it became content, and now we've just wound it right back up to a very happy place. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It's the beginning of Phase 3. If you're just joining us, you're probably going to be very confused, but I'm very glad to have you nonetheless. Tonight's adventure begins on the Pacific Ocean. The sun is hidden behind angry storm clouds that are just vomiting out mildly toxic. It's not eating your flesh, but, it's not exactly nice, pure, clean rainwater. The waves are getting higher and higher, at least 20 feet tall in places, as the ocean rages. And mixed in with the water are old chemical slicks and wreckage and piles of floating garbage that dates back to the Fourth Corporate War 20 years ago. And as the storm echoes across the wide horizons and unseen lightning sends cascades of thunder down, a speedboat arcs over the top of a wave and comes crashing back down. Everybody on board barely clinging on for dear life. And that is when we are reintroduced to our heroes. Bren, why don't you go ahead and describe Jerax and say what the hell is he doing on the speedboat as he tries not to die?
Yeah, Jerax he's a quirky guy. That's how I describe him. He's got long hair, he wears a lab coat, he's got the cargo pants going on, 2 cybernetic arms, he wears these weird sunglasses that he found thrifting one day, except he doesn't tell people he found them thrifting, he wants people to think they're designer. And then he's on this speedboat because they just pulled off. He's pretty pumped, honestly, but also slightly confused because they just pulled off this sick mission going to an Arasaka research vessel stranded off into the middle of the ocean. They blew up a rogue AI in the basement of the boat. They managed to save a bunch of virtual minds, which he was very kind of like split between. I mean, it's the whole internal dilemma with Jerax's character, considering. He wants to believe that they're real people and they can be saved because of reasons to do with his brother. I'm going to get into it, very complicated. And he's feeling pretty pumped that they just pulled off this mission, him and Monarch, and then suddenly Monarch and Jim just got airlifted out of the boat, and they're not to be found. And now I'm riding on the storm waves, and I'm holding this 300-pound canister filled with something. He doesn't know what, databases, spreadsheets. He doesn't know. And now we're riding in the sea, I suppose.
All right. Captaining this vessel is an expert in such matters and in surviving the incredibly perilous open oceans. Jay, why don't you describe to us your character? What does he look like? What does he look like, and how is he handling the storm?
Well, Father Graceland is he's a fairly typical, normal-looking guy. Average height, average build, a little balding on top, wearing a white leather coat over a black shirt with a high collar, a little white square right in front. If you look really closely at the white square, you'll see it is bedazzled, as if done with a 90s buy from TV a toy with with shiny rhinestones. And he is currently looking a little more serious, perhaps, than you have seen him in the past, because in addition to having the boat plugged into his head, he is also got his hands on the control stick. And so Joseph, I need to know, would you say that at this moment the tiny ship was tossed and it's up to the courage of the fearless crew to keep it from being lost?
Absolutely.
Okay.
How long was this mission supposed to last? I forget.
Yeah, it definitely it's probably a little bit more than a 3-hour tour at this point.
A 3-hour tour. You have to say that.
I do.
Those are the rules.
Those are the rules. I want to be careful. I don't want to demonetize the YouTube YouTube stream. I know the rules. I know that YouTube doesn't like music.
If you hum it, they will still demonetize us.
But yeah, he is quite serious. Actually, he has Natalie in the co-pilot seat because she's the only person he's met on the group that's shown any aptitude for vehicles, and he has her running co-pilot keeping an eye on the instruments to make sure that we are not taking so much water that we'll sink, that we know where the next wave's coming from, and so forth.
All right, Natalie, did you recently spend some points in air vehicles or water vehicles?
Thanks to the wonderful sea captain coaching of Father Graceland, I have actually acquired 2 points in pilot sea vehicle under his tutelage.
At some point, you're going to multi-roll into Nomad. I have foreseen it.
The nice thing
I also
about
have 1 in
Nomad,
pilot air vehicle.
the nice thing about Nomad is you add your Nomad roll ability rank to all your piloting and driving checks.
I actually, because we made these characters with a screwy version of the rules because it was a while ago, I think Natalie started with 2 points in the exec special ability instead of 4, and you're maybe up to 3 now. So if you were to multi-roll, it'd be really cheap, all things considered.
Yeah, we really have to see how the climbing of the corporate ladder goes. I mean, I'm in lovely corporate housing right now. I got my assistant, but there is a chance we're gonna break and run. I just have to build up some cash.
We'll see how things go down. Last but not least, Kelly, why don't you tell us about the Frizz and how she's handling the storm?
Well, you might know her as the Frizz in net space, a cute little iguana that happens to be an educational, informative source for the masses, those that like to learn important things like hacking into systems and stealing money and, saving the world, stopping nuclear bombs, all the important things that everyone essentially should know now. But to everyone else, she's Elizabeth Frizzle. She's a bit happy, very excited just to learn and obtain any kind of new information. And sometimes she may or may not like kids, it seems an interesting choice to go into education. But yeah, she's definitely got her.
Just go a little further into the kids. You're talking just generally being around children in the capacity of a teacher,
she
right?
is just disgusted by it in general. That's why she really likes doing the online teaching, so she doesn't actually have to be in front of them.
It's all virtual.
Yeah, exactly.
There's at least one famous performer who just did a kids show all their life, but actually couldn't stand being around kids, or maybe it was
Bob
Dr.
Saget?
Seuss. Yeah, and maybe Dr. Seuss too. I can't remember.
I think Dr. Seuss liked kids. I don't think Bozo the Clown did, though.
Oh.
That's horrifying.
Let's not go there on this show. This is... Oh. All right, so previously, the Monarch and Jim Fingers, after completing this mission, coming across a huge cache of information about Arasaka, about the research in the bunker, they rallied with some of the rest of Father Graceland's nomad family and arranged a very hefty, sizable payment to get airlifted out on a mission of their own to act on some of the information that our heroes have gained before it's too late. Take advantage of it in this brief window of opportunity. So I'm sure that we will cross paths with them again, but for the time being, they are beelining it. However, the vehicle that they got was not equipped to handle the 400-pound metal capsule that you extracted from the ship. So between impact waves, as you're getting battered around, keeping a wary eye out for semi-autonomous mines and other dangerous threats, is anybody going to bring the Frizz or Father Graceland up to speed on what just happened on the rapidly sinking ship you've left behind?
This ship has been afloat, rusting in the ocean for 50 years, and you guys sink it in 5 hours. How did that happen?
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know.
All right, you know what? I trust you. There's something about the sound of your voice that makes you sound believable. So
Sure.
It's the accent.
Yeah.
I'm relatively certain that people from the UK are genetically incapable of lying.
I remember hearing about that.
Very true.
And confirm.
Yeah, Natalie and Jonah really got beat up. So Natalie's at half health, just miserably co-piloting the boat, just not speaking to anyone. Jonah, I would imagine though, experiencing this level of trauma, might want to share what happened from his perspective. But again, we weren't there for the final action. That was a Jerax situation.
Yeah, Jerax would want to tell as many people as possible. Actually, he's a bit of a
Yeah, it was pretty
narcissist.
cool.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, he wants the street cred. Okay, Jerax would tell everybody why. he'd be thinking on it. He was like, should I lie? I was like, well, actually, no. I may have had something to do with the boat sinking. Me and Monarch.
Yeah. You want to let everybody know, far and wide, that you just sunk millions and millions of dollars worth of Arasaka property.
Well, when you put it like that, sure. I'm just thinking, what is to gain? I'm already in very deep shit with a lot of people.
Well, there you go.
It was a cool. I think the police are after me, because of one reason or another. There's some enemies of my family back in the UK. Jerax is just a walking. He's a walking casket at this point. I don't know. He's just taking things off the bucket list. One of them was like, okay, kill a rogue AI, which is one of the things that he did, by the way. And I think he would start just spilling while everybody's trying to dodge and weave out of the way of debris and trying to get us out of here alive. It's like, and then me and Monarch traveled through the depths and bowels and guts of the ship, soaring our way through debris, sneaking past the AI, and with one fight, and he's telling this entire story, and he's completely exaggerating all the details, saying how they had one bullet in the pistol chamber left, and they had to fire it precisely at the camera to shoot off the AI and blind it, and they were like the rocket launcher just didn't work because of the salt water, so they had to manually arm the rockets and lob them in, and that's how they destroyed the AI. And then they had to run upstairs, and then they deadlifted the 300-pound thing that they're holding here, and now we're here. And he's just really embellishing the whole tale, and as well, he's saying we got to go back as well for the Arasaka people who are trapped in the boat. We have to go back at some point.
Natalie was nodding along and trying to just be like, yeah, all that, very true, very true. And then when you start going on about the Arasaka people, she's like, no, they're dead, nope.
No, they can be saved. They can be saved. I will go back to save them.
Wait, the people that are on the sinking ship right now?
Yeah,
people, define people.
They're people, but they're just virtual at the moment. But I will save them at some point. I don't know when, but I will. What was you tapping me on the head?
You're gonna save them. You're definitely gonna save them one day.
Jerax will.
They don't
That's
even
very
experience time. Just come back.
I need you to sit down and strap in because we're about to hit another one of those waves.
Yeah, 4-point safety harness, straps that you didn't even know were on your boat are locking me in. Also, huge safety vest.
What color?
Neon orange, just the safest of safe.
That tracks. All right, Father Graceland, roll a sea vehicle pilot drive. Where is it? It's not drive. It's not sea vehicle
It is a pilot sea vehicle, which I will gladly roll.
Which is at a big old large number.
Holy
yeah,
smokes.
with a 28 total.
Yep. Nomads. All right. As another huge wave crests over the top, you manage to go sailing off of it. The ship catches a little bit of air, which under normal circumstances is not advisable. But this is not your first rodeo, and you're able to skate across it without too much difficulty. You can hear a radio, somebody trying to call in on the VHF frequency that the Thalos Nation uses, but it's still too staticky. Either there's interference, they're out of range, or salt water in the works. You're not sure which of those. I would like. All right, so you crest over that wave, no difficulty, no problem. But as you do, you hit the next wave with a good amount of force. Mm-hmm. Natalie, do you have sea vehicle tech or just drive sea vehicle? Pilot sea vehicles?
Only pilot sea vehicle. I have land vehicle tech and basic tech.
Okay. Does your neural interface, Father Graceland, allow you to pilot the vehicle and do repairs or maintenance at the same time? Or would you need somebody else to take over in that case?
As long as I don't have to do any special maneuvers, yes,
Mhm.
because technically speaking, the boat will move in the direction I say it is. It would be pretty difficult to do it like this.
Okay.
But
All right.
what's my baby telling me? What is the peanut butter and banana sandwiches telling me?
After that last hit, the engine is just sort of feeling off. It's difficult for anyone else to tell because, the ship is already shaking from so many other factors. But for you, just the hum as it's climbing the next wave and the way that it's digging into the water doesn't feel quite right.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna unplug and say, turn to Natalie and say, "You've got the helm. Drive safe."
I got that.
And I'm gonna make my way to the back of the boat where the engine is because nothing matters if we don't have the power to get through these waves.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say nothing matters because we're dead anyway. So that's way better.
That is the only circumstance you should hand the piloting of the boat over to me. Sir, are you coming back? Oh.
Yeah.
I imagine this boat is just like.
Oh, you're muted, Joe.
Everyone gains 1 IP. No, precisely like that. Headphones falling off and everything. So, I am going to ask Natalie to roll a pilot sea vehicles check for starters.
She looks up and she locks eyes with Jonah, who is very seasick, and then she looks back down at the steering wheel. She rolls.
Oh!
Holy smokes.
I'm doing this for you, baby! I don't want you to be sick! Oh, poor Jonah, he doesn't feel so good.
The GM is getting flashbacks to the end of the last game. Not like this. Jonah clings onto the side. I'm sure you've got this, boss. And then, as another huge wave hits from a slightly different direction, threatening to, you always want to be going into the waves. You don't want the waves to be coming at you from the side. That's bad. That's how you get water in the boat, and the wrong side of the boat is on the wrong side of the water, and bad things happen.
Another.
But as that comes around, you're able to adjust just in time. You go sailing over, and you notice as you're going up and down the next wave, could I get perception checks from the Frizz and from Jerax?
Yes.
Ooh. All the
Holy
crits.
moly.
Okay.
I don't like where this is going.
The weird AI of the Roll20 randomizer is in our favor tonight.
Yeah. Pseudo RNG.
The
weather must be just right.
The end of Phase 2 was the greatest run of pseudo RNG I've seen in my life. They literally, it was like, at the end of 2077, there's a secret ending that is the most difficult. And if it's got some pretty heavy consequences to it. You can't reload if you die. Like, that's supposed to be the toughest ending, right? They chose that. And then just crit after crit after crit after crit. It was unbelievable.
Oh, this is why when I play online, I make people use real dice.
I've thought about it. But like, I gave him one of those difficult moral choices. Do you do this thing or this thing? Either way, something awful is going to happen. They're like, okay, but what if we just, killed everything instead?
Telling you, Marvel movie.
We're problem solvers. I don't know what you want here.
Oh, Joe, you muted.
Joe.
That's 2 points.
Oh, okay, we're off to a fantastic start here. As you look over the side of the ship, Frizz, Jerax, you notice shapes in the water. And Frizz, your Netrunner senses are tingling. Sort of some, not only do you see a few pieces, but on your, just your interface scanning for local network activity starts to pick up a little bit.
My
Exactly.
Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi signal's going off as you see a sinister shape, 2 sinister shapes in the water. Yes, Ian, if you wouldn't mind with presenting us with Exhibit A.
Oh my god.
I see the budget has gone up this season.
Is that
So-
a laser dolphin?
A little background on this.
Yeah, please.
I did some research before the show. on the actual cybernetically enhanced dolphins and how they were used in the Fourth Corporate War. But sometimes when your art department comes up with something, you have to say, I guess that's canon now, because most of the OTEC cybernetic dolphins were designed to look exactly like normal dolphins and were part of a surveillance networks, but some of them got Johnny Silverhand's arms attached to them so that they could shoot you with a harpoon. So that's the world we live in now.
Wow.
No wonder nobody goes in the ocean anymore. What the fuck?
Yeah, so
Wow.
cresting through the waves on the port and starboard side, as you navigate through the mess, you see two cybernetically enhanced dolphins. You just catch them for a brief moment before they slip back beneath the waves and the muck.
Oh boy.
What would you like to do? Father Graceland, as you're managing the engine over in the back, let's move everyone around in the ship a little bit. Give me a Sea Vehicles tech check, please.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Sea vehicle tech. And add 5 to 18.
All right. It's not any real big deal. The last impact, knocked things around a little bit. In order to make a full repair, you probably ought to bring it to a complete stop, but you can whack it into place for the time being. Any other major shocks to the engine or the system could knock it loose again if you don't bring it to a stop for a repair. But
Gotcha.
you can get it back in for the time being.
So, yeah, Father Graceland goes back to the back of the boat, looks at the engine, considers the problem carefully, slams it a few times with a wrench. The sound evens out. He nods. That's my girl.
Does she have a name?
Peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Right.
It's an older reference, sir, but it checks out. I was just about to clear them.
Yeah, lovingly painted on the back of the boat, making it a target for cyber dolphins everywhere.
They love peanut butter and banana sandwiches. All right, yeah, we're going a little pink mohawk here. So, what would the crew like to do? The first people who saw this, noticed this, were Jerax and the Frizz. So, action is on the two of you to make a decision.
So, I do want to point out at this point the top is up because this boat does have armor, and that armor is supposed to be all around. But there is also a gun sticking out of the back.
So,
I'm sure.
what is it, like a rail gun?
Yeah.
Read that?
Yeah.
A rail gun, you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and make our lives easier. Stretch that out a little bit. Okay. So the top is up. The armor is surrounding on all sides. There's trash and cybernetic dolphins with arms approaching from off either side. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm gonna hit my cyber deck and be like, that's a little weird. It says that there's a net space hotspot around my area. Where is that coming from? Do I have wireless net space connection? Probably. Is that a thing?
Yeah, so under normal circumstances in Cyberpunk Red, you can access local network infrastructure remotely as long as you're within 6 meters. That being said, I believe a lot of the Fourth Corporate War stuff was not designed that way, where you had to have a hardline connection. Especially if it was designed for warfare, they did not, they would try to air gap it. When the crew was on the ship in our last adventure, they had to hardline almost anytime they wanted to do anything, they had to physically connect to it.
Yeah, and I'm not even that close to any of the dolphins, so I guess I'm just gonna smile and be like, "This is gonna be exciting." And that's
okay, kids, it's time to learn about ecological warfare.
Yeah, I would also let everybody know. Muttering under my breath, I knew they would come for me one day.
Are you talking about the dolphins?
It's only a matter of time. Wait, the dolphins? What? Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. I knew that. Yeah, and then I would shout dolphins on port and starboard and look around to see if anybody was
Oh,
impressed
yeah.
at my
That was pretty.
knowledge
Yeah,
of
I'm
boats.
genuinely impressed.
Uh-huh.
Do you know which
That'll-
one's which?
I think the port is on the left.
Yeah, all right.
When you say dolphins, Natalie's like, ooh, like she thinks they're real dolphins, and she's excited to see animals.
They are
Are you
real
gonna-
dolphins.
So she's low-key excited. She hasn't seen the arms.
Are they real dolphins?
Well, what is real?
That's a very pertinent
They're,
question.
they're meat dolphins, right? Like
Are they meat organic dolphins that have been souped up with the arms?
beyond dolphin.
Maybe I can harvest them for their cybernetics.
Under normal circumstances, the expert on this style of warfare and this sort of threat would be Father Graceland. I rather suspect he's not familiar with this specific model, but you know, Otek and Cianino got up to a lot of different projects during the war. Not all of them really took off.
I thought you were gonna be like, he doesn't know this dolphin in particular, and I was like, he may have a relationship with other cyber dolphins, though.
The dolphins come as dolphins. Shit. Okay. Someone man the gun. Anybody has weapons, get them out. We're in a lot of trouble.
Natalie's holding the steering wheel, like, wait, what do you want me to do?
I have
When
a
you say
question,
the
Father.
gun. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt people. You know, I want to be polite here, despite the fact they're in a life or death situation. If we kill the dolphins, could we bring them on board?
To eat?
No.
So
no.
I look at my speedboat, which currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people and a 300-pound canister on it.
Mhm.
You gonna put it in your lap, son?
Sure.
So I did a little research before the episode because I was like,
Oh no.
all right, I've been informed, you know, last time that we had Father Graceland, I was informed that cybernetically enhanced war dolphins were a thing. But then I was like, what's the average lifespan of a dolphin? Because if you're going to still have cyber dolphins running around 22 years after the Fourth Corporate War, you know, these are some crusty veteran old dolphins, unless somebody's making new ones. So I determined that the dolphin, one, obviously there's some genetic manipulation going on to give them enhanced lifespan, aggression, other stuff like that. But two, the striped dolphin can live up to 60 years. So I said, great, that's going to be my candidate. And they're like 8 feet long or so.
Oh my god.
So you going to hold it on your lap, son?
I didn't realize dolphins. I mean, I just want the cybernetics.
You're just gonna drive by and rip its arm off or something? Like,
I mean, we might. Yeah, I mean, if we
With
blow
like
it
20
up.
foot, you know, cresting waves, let's just perform some quick cyber surgery on these 8 foot long dolphins. No big.
It doesn't
Old
have
ass
to be good.
cyber dolphins.
are they
Listen,
like? Are they coming at us like aggressively? It looks like they are aiming towards us.
You caught them for a brief moment. You witnessed them for a brief moment. They do appear to be armed in multiple senses of the word, and they do appear to be in a flanking pattern.
I mean, we can't really hit them from this angle with a lot of our guns, right? Because we've got a top up. Do we have to wait until we're further forward?
That would be up to the ship's captain as to how the armored hull works. The ship does have a mounted gun, which, you know, again, Father Graceland can instruct you in the use of. But as for the use of your own individual shoulder or hand arms, again, the functionality of the armored shell is up to Father Graceland.
It's like an old Cadillac. You can roll down the windows.
Oh, okay. I would take pot shots if I could, despite the fact that the distance is unrealistic. Is it 56 meters? Yeah.
No big.
I mean, it's. I don't even know what that is on the chart. What have I got to roll for that? That's I found it here with my rifle. It's like. Holy. Okay. I got to roll. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I got to roll a 15.
Yeah, this is actually, you know, I know in tabletop it seems like a long distance, but for the actual weapons involved, it's pretty standard engagement range.
Yeah. Are we? Shall I just roll? We're not going for initiative.
Oh, we are going to go for initiative. So Jerax grabs his assault rifle and starts, you know, rolling down the windows. Let's figure out where everybody is. Father Graceland, are you navigating, gunning, or what?
if I can get back to the front of the boat, I will plug back in and pilot.
All right.
Just imagine.
Natalie happily releases the steering wheel and runs away.
Oh.
All right, to
Imagine
where?
Jerax rolling down the window really fast when this is going.
Yeah, she runs to the
um,
window because she wants to see the dolphins.
Yeah,
Did we
technically
establish
speaking-
that they're laser ones yet?
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I'm at the top of the initiative order. I don't even have to roll because, well, I'm in control of the vehicle.
That is what happens. Yet another reason to specialize in vehicular manslaughter.
Yes.
All right. Natalie, go ahead and roll for initiative for yourself and for Jonah, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. I have to click his little circle too, right?
Yeah, shift double click him. It'll open up his character sheet. Click on him when you click the button.
Eh.
We'll go from there.
Boom.
Okay. And last but not least, weaponized dolphins.
It's fast.
That's not legal.
They call him Flipper.
I was gonna go with an Echo the Dolphin reference, but that is also acceptable.
Yeah.
You sounded
Wow.
so scared. There comes Flipper. Flipper.
It's the scene in the horror movie where you're sitting there like the little creepy kid is sitting in the boat singing to themselves as this, terror dolphin slowly emerges before our heroes have discovered what the monster is.
Natalie, this is your next TV show.
Yeah. With Willie already freed.
The climate here is wrong for orcas, otherwise I would have thrown one of those at you.
Oh, good.
I'm glad we're sticking to reality so closely.
Exactly, yeah. This is a serious, gritty campaign. We have standards. All right, Father Graceland, you are up first. What would you like to do?
I am going to focus on getting the hell out of there, so I'm gonna do me a double move. I do not know how well moving the boat, because that looks like a lot of pieces to move. I don't know how you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. So there are numerous obstacles in the way. You're near the outer fringes of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to navigate. Is the best way to
Okay.
handle this simply to make a roll or to perform a maneuver?
Yeah, I would say, okay, what I'll do is I'll do a move and a maneuver to move around, to juke around the trash as it comes.
All right. The move is free, and then the maneuver has a check involved.
Yeah, 28.
All right.
I
That checks
I got
out.
the throttle up. Let me remind myself what I have in my boat.
Normal move speed for this vehicle, normal combat speed is 20.
Yeah.
For an unmodded version.
Yeah, this boat is. I think I went heavy with the. I got the extra seating, and the gun and the armor and the extra chassis.
Mm-hmm.
So it's could take some hits.
Survivability. I respect it.
Yeah.
All right, so you avoid the garbage patch. Not a problem. Juke around it. You do have to slow down a little bit to avoid plowing through it. Now, with the extra hull, it's possible you could survive, grinding through the stuff. It all depends on the actual density and contents of each garbage patch, which is a slight mystery. All right. After you, it's time for weaponized dolphins. The port dolphin is going to go on an intercept course.
God, it's intelligent.
Yeah, dolphins are highly intelligent. They're probably along with octopi, they're some of the more intelligent Earth species. All right, this one is going to just double move in order to try to keep pace. It is very fast in the water. Its move speed is approximately half the boat. So if you are unable to double move because you're maneuvering through the trash, it's able to keep pace.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that is the port dolphin. I almost said the aft dolphin, but you haven't moved that far yet. The starboard dolphin does not have a move yet. Natalie, you are up. What are you operating? What are you up to?
Natalie hurried to the window because she wanted to see dolphins, but then she saw Jerax pulling out a gun, realized these are probably not the kind of dolphins that she always wanted to see since she was a little girl, and so she's also going to, let's see. We're a little bit far for handguns, but there's a roof on this, so does that make it tougher? Like, if I throw grenades, do I have to aim them at a window, or can I, like, lean out the window and chuck them? Like, where is my check there?
So you can definitely lean out the window to throw it. That being said, this ship is like climbing up waves and cresting down them in very high seas and such. So if anything goes wrong with the ship or the navigation, there's a chance you could go overboard or something similarly unpleasant could happen. If you're leaning all the way out.
Is there an open air area that I could go and still be sort of secure?
Again, that I leave to the owner.
I mean, there's got to be the gun, the rail gun in the back can't be surrounded by armor, or else it wouldn't be able to fire, right?
True. I don't trust myself to throw over your fine craft, though. But I will note that for the future. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll lean out the area, the open window closest to the dolphin, and I'm gonna try and chuck a grenade.
All right.
Nice.
As Chad is pointing out, you do have a bright orange life jacket, so if you fall in the water, I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
I'm not going in the water, guys.
So you say. Roll an athletics check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going in the water, guys.
And this image of Natalie leaning over out the window of the boat with Jonah grabbing her by her belt.
Yeah, Jonah gets an assist on this, right? He's not going to let me die.
If he went first, he could do a complimentary action to give you a boost on it.
He didn't. You know what? I always have to tap back and like check your face before I make this decision, but like
Oh, grenade launcher. Well, I mean, this is something that you can basically know for free because it's just in the rules, and you're not trying to beat the dolphins' check. You're just trying to hit a target. So you're throwing it out a good 22 meters. So you need a 15 to hit that. And
Okay.
the high seas and cresting waves adds another +1 to the difficulty. You need a 16 to hit that.
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna spend it. We're gonna spend the 4 luck to make it.
All right.
Because I don't want you having to bounce back into the boat.
That's fair. You chuck a grenade. It goes flying out as the momentum of the water carries you up. It benefits you. The grenade goes up and over, and you lose sight of the dolphin on the other side. But there's a krakow as the grenade goes off, sight unseen. Go ahead and roll grenade damage, which should be 66.
What do we got here? 16.
Wow, that's tragic.
Terrible.
It's actually tragic.
Aww.
I mean, it's like kind of average-ish. A little below average.
The good news is it's an armor-piercing frag grenade, so it's going to do a little bit more armor ablation, but this is an armored cyber dolphin, so you can't tell how much damage that actually does. You get the impression it's not nearly as much as you would like.
Well, I didn't even get to see it go off, so I throw the grenade, and then I immediately come back in, and I just shrug at Jerax.
It's armored?
You've got subdermal plating. It's got subdermal plating. You know.
And it's 8 foot long.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Dolphins are not only one of the more intelligent species, they're also one of the more sadistic, especially when they've been bred from birth only to destroy.
Oh my god.
They're a lot like
Yeah.
ducks, Kelly.
I've
We're gonna
heard.
wipe these out.
And then we go right back into the grim dark future. All right. What would you like Jonah to do?
Jonah is gonna follow my example because I am only full of great ideas and he has so much to learn. Fortunately, he's actually only carrying 2 EMP grenades, but he's still gonna chuck one of those at this mecha dolphin.
It's part machine, part marine life, all malevolent. Let's go.
Wow.
I love it.
Jonah is critically injured, so he's going to have a penalty on this, and the waves are going to make his life even more difficult.
Didn't I remove that until he's injured?
Yeah.
You did first aid on that. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
I got you.
Well remembered. All right, go ahead and roll an athletics check for our guy.
Holy
Our guy gets a
smokes.
25! Yeah!
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Note to self, next season, physical dice cams over.
All right, so the grenade goes flying just perfectly through the air, and some deep-seated ancient part of this dolphin's pre-programming kicks off as it sees this thing go flying in there and says, "Ooh, fish," and it goes after it. Roll the grenade in. Oh no, it's an EMP grenade. All right, so it has to roll a cyberware check, or it will suffer penalties.
Oh.
Do I also
Yeah.
roll the 4d6?
EMP grenades do not deal any damage. I had them do stuff to robots, but to cybernetics, it's just going to disable 2 different cybernetic enhancements.
Not its arms.
Which is funny, because the arms replace the fins, and without the side fins, it cannot swim.
And
it is a breathing mammal.
They should be slowed down because their water line, water flow stream.
Because it doesn't have fins, does it actually swim with its arms?
on the one hand, that is correct, that it's like hydrodynamic profile is negatively impacted by the arms. On the other hand, if you install arms on a dolphin, you put them on like 360 degree ball joints, right? So it just sort of paddles like an old steam wheeler at very high velocity.
So
for
creepy.
This is horrifying.
Thalassophobia.
There are a lot of projects going on during the fourth corporate. Like I said, not all of them caught on.
Nobody stopped to ask if they should.
Exactly. Your scientists spent so much time wondering if they could, and never stopped to ask if they should. All right. Well,
Chaos is a ladder.
left dolphin's arms are disabled, just because that's the funniest possible outcome. And mark off an EMP grenade, and we're gonna go ahead and move right along to the starboard dolphin.
Oh god.
Ah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take the full move, and
Everything Mike Pondsmith ever wrote.
Could I have? You have the con again. Could I get a sea vehicles tech check from Father Graceland?
Yes, absolutely. As soon as I find it. Oh, there it is. +5, whatever I just rolled.
Wow.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
smokes.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to the OR group.
my
So,
God.
I think the technical term for what's going on as you're monitoring sonar, meteorological stuff. The technical term is there's a red thingy heading towards a green thingy, and I think the green thingy might be us. The
Yep.
dolphin launches a torpedo.
What?
Ooh,
Well,
that's fun.
I mean, thing on the bright side, it's not a very big torpedo.
Where are they getting these torpedoes
incoming.
from? Who's arming these dolphins? Where are they restocking? Is there a little ammo shop at the bottom of the ocean that they're going to? Who's
These are
putting
really good
torpedoes?
questions.
Who's putting these torpedoes in these dolphins?
Oh,
Again.
Somewhere off the coast of San Onofre.
Very good questions, which the game master actually has answers to and is not obligated to share.
Oh, they've got their own society down there. Is that what you're saying?
That's probably it.
With shops and there's metal salvage and
I was
making
talking-
torpedoes.
I was when Uberchan was working on the art, we were discussing how do they reload the harpoon guns, and we came up with answers.
Huh.
There's a lot of trash here.
There is a lot of trash here.
I mean, they have opposable thumbs.
These ones do, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
It's more of a supply chain management issue, right? Either these weaponized dolphins have not, their programming has been activated, they haven't encountered a valid target in the last 23 years, or they're more newly created, or they have a supply chain and some sort of logistics system going on. None of these are heartening thoughts. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop this torpedo in the water. The torpedo is going to travel on its first turn 10 squares, placing it
Ooh,
right here. And I'll give it a nice glowy thing on it so that everyone should be able to see bad torpedo is coming. All right, that'll be.
Boy.
I think that's plenty from our cetaceous friend. So, Frizz, what would you like to do?
Is there like, when you go out fishing, you got like a cooler in your boat with all of your supplies and your bait and everything? Father Graceland, is there some sort of like a rather like large object in the boat that's loose right now, potentially?
There's a 300-pound canister in the seat next to
Not
Giraffe's.
that. I feel like we want to keep that. Maybe not have it explode.
Yeah, probably there's a fire extinguisher.
I'm gonna grab the fire extinguisher and I'm gonna try and throw it in front of the torpedo as we are moving forward, so that if it does explode, it would explode behind us, hopefully at a safe distance.
Okay, yeah, this is a matter of simple geometry, and I'm sure you definitely won't need the torpedo at all, or the fire extinguisher, not a problem. Give me an athletics check.
We got
We're gonna
water
treat
all
this.
around
Water
us,
all
right?
around us.
Yeah,
exactly.
The water's our fire extinguisher.
That's
Water
why
in the
all
boat?
ships
That's
carry
not a
fire
problem.
extinguishers, even though they don't need them for things like
Exactly.
chemical fires. Yeah, not an issue.
For
Dummies.
torpedoes.
She's
Well,
a scientist, guys.
It was either throwing something or shooting at it, so this seemed like the better choice.
All right.
So, if this is the only loose object, I'm gonna grab it and I'm going to try and throw it as far away as I can. Obviously, I'm not very good with like ballistics or maybe I'm good at geometry. I'm kind of smart, but trying to throw it in a way that it will land in front of the torpedo while the torpedo is traveling towards us, taking into consideration how fast the boat is going far away as well.
God, it's
Okay.
I can
There's
see
a
the
puzzle.
numbers and the equations flashing in front of her eyes now.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, on this matter, do you have some sort of a skill on your character sheet related to making numbers flash before your eyes? Because you're gonna want to make that check before you make an athletics check. Otherwise,
well, I have conceal and reveal object. So
no, that's for smuggling things through TSA.
But I'm kind of like revealed an object, and I'm now revealing the science in front of my head, which metaphorically.
All right, well, metaphorically, you may be able to, extinguish the situation, but the only way that would happen is by extinguishing all of your lives. So come at me with something else.
So don't throw the exploding thing
No,
next to the
you
other
can still
exploding
throw the
Oh.
thing, but conceal and reveal object is absolutely not going to apply
I do
here.
have education. I do have evasion, although I do expect that to be more so of you personally evading things, not necessarily understanding the geometry that goes behind evading projectiles.
So thus far, I will accept education, but it's suboptimal. What else you got?
I got library search. I have security tech. So I have probably had to deal with some kind of projectile weapon. Yeah, no, education seems to be the closest thing that I could probably relate it
Got any
to.
science?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Security.
Science?
I'm not actually smart. I just have a educational show on how to break into things.
Yeah, she teaches script kiddies essentially.
Legit.
Okay, make an education check. This is what we call an educated guess.
Ooh.
That's still pretty good. All right, this is a best guess. You're hoping that the thing lands in front of the thing, and that it is set to go off upon physical impact and not upon heat signature or sonar signature or anything like that. So here's hoping. Roll an athletics check.
Oh my god.
Okay. You hurl the fire extinguisher, you throw it, and it slips from your hands. The boat pitches just as you throw it, and it slips from your hands and plunks into the water. Frizz, please roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
All right, that's great. As another metal object enters the water, it passes through the magnetic field of something else slightly deeper that begins rising to the surface. And you see the spiked form of a semi-autonomous automated mine start to rise up through the water.
So, you guys remember how we had that issue with the dolphins? It might have gone worse. Might be a new thing.
Oh god.
I
Why
think
didn't
there's
I
a
just-
mine.
Why didn't I just get on the plane?
Yeah, a mine, singular, definitely.
Well, if there's a
All right.
mine, we can drive around it.
Right? We
Jarex.
can use it to hit the dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, more Galaxy Quest, please. Jerax, what would you like to do?
Do I see all of this occurring?
You have become aware of all of this occurring, yes.
Yeah, I see the mine rising, a torpedo, like it's a flash, like a freeze frame in time and space, where I can do the perfect move.
Discombobulate.
Yeah, discombobulate. I'll.
Shoot the fire extinguisher.
I don't think that's. I mean, maybe actually, maybe the pressure would like blow them off course. Who knows? Or, I mean, I could shoot the dolphin. Do I see this mine?
Yeah, you are aware of the mine.
I'm gonna try and shoot the mine
Okay.
to try and clear two birds, one stone. You know, obviously, this would have been moving too fast for me to really intend to do this, but you know, it all happens in a moment. Just processing it all.
3 seconds per round.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the mine. Shoulder arms. That is not a good roll. I may. Okay, if you tell me more mines are now attracted to the bullets, I'm gonna freak out.
Nah, there's no other mines in that immediate vicinity. You missed. The shots go splashing into the water. You can move around on the ship if you'd like.
I think the back of the boat might be the best. Wait, who's using this rail gun? Why didn't I just use that?
Nobody is on the railgun at the moment. Father
Yeah.
Graceland, where are the control, aside from, where are the controls for the railgun?
Oh, it is literally you put your hands on it, and you
Got it.
or you go boom, 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 boom. It's got 4 shots. It's a cannon.
Holy
Ooh.
moly.
Ignores armor that's lower than SP11.
And what proficiency is it? Heavy weapons?
I will admit, when I designed this boat, I kind of assumed Monarch would be on it.
We all did.
That's no problem. I can level that up, maybe.
You've got 81 IP floating around.
I mean, I didn't get the XP from the last mission either.
Oh, you. Well, so let me bring everybody up to speed on something here. First off, we are going to go to a break shortly because we're going to be doing 2 breaks per episode now instead of 1 break per episode. And I think that as more mines show up, I'll probably let Father Graceland take his turn and then we'll go to a break. But second, you should have received a pile of IP for the outrageousness. The XP chart literally says there's a setting for like the team exceeded all odds, accomplished all their goals fantastically. There's a line with all those words. And every single time I run this game at the end of a session, I'm like, we're never going to use that one.
But did we?
Yeah, you guys, again, you took a third option. You cheated the system, essentially. So that should be a gigantic pile. All right, let's go ahead and take Father Graceland. It is your turn. You are going, because of just the environment, you're going to continue to need to either use a maneuver to avoid obstacles, or you can opt for speed and risk taking the hit to the ship. What would you?
We got a torpedo locked on us. We got a mine locked on us. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
I am going to turn about 15, 20 degrees to the port, and I'm gonna go right for the dolphin and just juke around it at the last second and hope the torpedo hits it. So yeah, I'm gonna Galaxy Quest the hell out of this.
What you fail to realize is that my ship is dragging mines. All right, give me a I am a nomad and therefore I succeed on this check, please.
It's only a 21.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does the maneuvers chart go that high? I haven't looked at it recently. Does it go that high?
It doesn't, though. With all the complications, they're gonna put 2 points of luck into the case.
Okay. So the way we're going to handle this is, one, with that result, you do not hit the dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I'm just going to go ahead and move you past. By the way, this map is going to get real abstract real quick because you may have guessed I didn't create like a 5,000-mile grid here. So I'm going to have to move some folks around. But I'm going to put you on the other side of this. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we're going to use your result essentially as an attack roll for the torpedo and for the mine to track into that dolphin. So they are now on a direct collision course. And then here's the bad news.
Oh no.
Directly off the port is another mine, 4 meters from the ship. Let's go ahead and take a break. I'll hand out a massive pile of IP from last time, and we'll see if our heroes can get out of this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned.